Yo, fellas, what's good? Just kidding. Definitely, a change in pace, fellas. Past few weeks have been hell, but hey, we're here. It's a Friday. No change on any of the the incidents. Nothing really has changed in that sense. But hey, you can only be down for so long, and then a dog got to come back up. And I'm here, got my pre-worky, just chilling in the truck. Today we're going to be hitting some legs. It's Friday. I think I did mention that on a Friday. But hey, you know what? We're back to our regular routine. Like I said, Friday, leg day. Let's get it. I'm not going to lie. I was going hard on legs earlier in the week. So, I may not be getting too, we're not going to be pushing for no PR squat or anything today. We'll be saving that probably for next week. But either way, fellas, I'm going to go in here. I'm definitely going to squat, do some lifts that you may not have seen, because I'm not going to lie, guys, working with my girlfriend, I've, acquired new leg workouts and have found things that are I feel are going to explode my legs. Let me say it, fellas, with all due respect, my girl got huge legs and a huge butt. I got to take notes, clearly, you know what I mean? With all due respect, you know what I mean? Like I said, clearly whatever she's doing is working. So, either way, I started to take some notes out of her book. But hey, you want to know what? We keep that between us. Only the real Lax is really going to be like that. But you know what, fellas? Take some notes from me. Passing the agenda, basically. But hey, you want to know what, fellas? See you guys on the flip. Let's go get this lift, because I'm ready to get it.
Alrighty, fellas, so what we got coming in here is a nice little 225 squat. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really go anything crazier than 225, because actually earlier in the week, on Tuesday, I was squatting 245 for reps. So, I was definitely feeling it even 3 days later. So, instead of, doing what my old self would have did and just keep trying to push that weight, I kicked it back a little bit, made sure I got every rep to count, and, didn't want to run the line of trying to push injury all the time. Because that's what we messed up on, I think, last time when we were, pushing compound lifts and, just bulking. Obviously I'm not doing that yet, but, hey, there's going to be coming a point where we're flipping that switch here pretty soon, But here we are with another 225 squat. I will say, my first go at 225, obviously I've been doing this for reps, but my first set was all right. Second set was definitely feeling a lot better. Did 3 sets of 10, and then even for the third, we did a 3 sets of 10. But I was looking at my squat, and even in the third one, you can see I'm firing out of the blocks a little bit better. It's just getting, now that I got, the form down and the feel for squatting, I know it's crazy. I've just finally got the feel. Now I'm starting to, just got to keep redoing it. Just keep redoing it. You know what I mean? It's just until I get that muscle memory, that's when I'll start, I feel like starting to reach real weight, because, bench pressing, in a sense, was, very quick to pick up. There was a few things I had to tweak, but not much. Deadlifting, though, in a sense, there ain't really much to it, except for don't use all your back and just drive that weight up, But squatting, it's a very complex thing, believe it or not. When you really break it down and try and push heavy weight, I feel like, because there's so much that can go wrong between your knees, your legs, your back. There's just so many more XYZ components than squatting, and especially deadlifting. Then we come over here, we got our leg extensions, 3 sets of 10 with 7 partials. Just like the good old same old, honestly. Same with curls here, 3 sets, 10 with partials is 7. And, right after this, doing this right after squatting, I honestly feel like it's more like a good stretch, because I get compressed from all that bar, and stuff like that. Obviously, not in a, like compressed, but like in a sense, this allows me, the different range of motion allows me to stretch the muscle back out. Then we do our 3 sets of 10 and would open the gates on the sus machine. Still haven't found a real name for this machine except for the sus machine, because it's literally sus. That's what me and the homeboys call it. You literally don't even have a name for it. It's just called the sus machine. Like, you know what we're talking about. But then we come over here, we got our 3 sets of 10 with the closums. I'm not going to lie, I've been picking the weight up with this now that I've been getting more comfortable with it, because one of my first mistakes was when I first started using this is I just went right for heavy weight, That's just me. But I went right for heavy weight, and by doing that, like, I felt like I strained my groin for like 2 weeks, almost a month maybe. My groin didn't feel right, but so now we with that machine, I just say a little less is more. Then we got our lunges here, 3 sets of 12. I'm not gonna lie, this one may be getting the kicker from the workout. My knees have been bothering me, and I don't know if it's from this workout, because I've realized now that I've gone back to my gym and stuff, and I've been working out here for a minute now, my knees are starting to bother me again. So that tells me there is something that I'm doing at my gym, whether it's just me ego lifting because I'm at my gym or what. But I think I can pinpoint it back to this machine, and it probably is not just the machine, but it's more so because I do push the whole stack, literally. Like, I got the added weights on there, if you can tell. But like, I'm gonna try and kick it back with a little lesser weight going ahead this week, and see how it goes. But you know what? That's just me going forward and trying to problem solve. I'm always doing it, whether I talk about it or not. But that's one thing I wanted to explain and share. Then we got this one my girlfriend taught me. This is 3 sets, 6 and 6 each leg. But in a total you're doing 12, because you're doing 12 squats and then 6 lunges with each leg. So that's all you really need though, is 6 and 6, because it really kicks your ass. Like, I'm telling you, it gets your hammies, it gets the whole thigh, literally. And to have this towards the end was not the brightest idea, but hey, you wanna know what? Puts more muscle on, I'll tell you that. And we got our calf raises here, 4 sets of 12. Basically with this one, just volume. Volume's the biggest thing, because what more? I'm already on my calves all day. How do I get them bigger? Train them more. So that's why I do 4 sets with this, especially too, because you hit your other muscles in so many different ways. Like, your calves really don't get hit, and they don't get showed the same love. So I just add that extra set. Then we come over here. We got our decline sit-ups, 3 sets of 10 with the plate. I'm not gonna lie, after not doing this for a while, I felt real fresh coming back to my gym and hitting that. So that felt good. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't hit core really. I was doing it for a little while after the cut, and then kind of started divvying my workouts and not being at my gym as much. And I quit doing core workouts. But one thing is about your core is it always stays solid, because you're really using it for everything, whether it's bracing for squat or bracing for your bench press. Like, you're always using your core. So even on back days you're hitting your core. Then we got our little friend here that pops out. I was actually happy to see him. I haven't seen him in a while. Just wanted to throw that in there, fellas. But either way, just a little brightening the day up thing. Then we got our 3 sets of 10 here with our leg raises. And, with these, we're still doing the pause on the way up, pause on the way down. Just trying to focus on it. Right now, I'm not going to lie. The little pauses were getting me with this one for not doing core for so long. But, this one was always the one that got me, though, with the pauses. Because there's so much that goes into it. You really got to squeeze and then bring it all the way back up. Oh, you're on full squeeze, Like, this one will really put the damage to you. Yeah, just got an extra. If I give you time, is it worth my mind? Common pressure on the line, pushing heat, cooking beef, smoking weed. Catch a feeling off of me, comments on the check, boy, it's on the next. Building up the stress, got another X. So I son and get it checked, can't stop success. Now they mad at me, going out bad for me. Keep the energy, just another enemy. rolling with the squad, always on hot. In the car, rolling with my six, that's my clique. Home is Buffalo, cold to the stone. Born in a storm, bad to the bone. When I'm in my zone and I'm all alone, free my mind, phone decline, D&D, don't disturb. If I give you time, is it worth my mind? Common pressure on the line, pushing heat, cooking beef, smoking weed. Catch a feeling off of me, commas on the check, but you know it's on the next. Building up the stress, got another ex, so I son and get it checked. Can't stop success, crack another pack, roll me up a wood. Pressure pushing kush, give me cushion, sipping laid back. Money on the mind, heart on her, body wants sleep, haven't even eat. Looking like a twig, bigger things than me. Got it on fleet with the whole team. Life is like a dream, ask me what I mean. When I beat the case, party at the base. And I never crack a face, I'm the one they praise. But I'm in my ways, can't take a break. Take it to the bank, tell me what you think. I feel like Freddy with a 6 ring, popping champagne. Numbing on my pain with the next check, something on my ex.